Hey friends, Pastor Kevin here. Welcome back to Pastor Kevin and Friends. And I have a friend with me, paper. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of fun with paper. There's amazing things that you can make with a piece of paper. And it's a matter of using your imagination or maybe getting some instructions from somebody else. But I like working with paper. And I was thinking, with it being Christmas season, I wonder if I could take a piece of paper and maybe with one single cut with the skizzers, I could turn it into a star. I can't say scissors, so I call these skizzers. Sometimes I may call them shears because I can't say scissors. But I'm going to take this and I will cut right along here. Get rid of this part. It's the trash. And let's see what I have done. Ta-da! A perfect star. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that cool? And maybe you'd like to learn how to make one of these. And if you do, come see me at church and we can practice doing it together. But I share that with you because there's a verse in Psalms 147, verse 3. It says that God determines the number of stars in the sky and calls each by name. Wonder what he would call this one. I'm going to call it friend, just like I call you all the time. You are my friend. But when I think about that God has determined how many stars, and scientists can only make a guess how many there are, God has named each one. And if God knows the names of the stars, he knows our name. In fact, he's given us a name, not like the one our parents gave us, but a name that he calls us. And he loves us so much that he calls us by name. And when I think of this star, I also think about how that here at Christmas time, we celebrate the birth of Jesus. And 2 years after Jesus was born, the wise men came to see him. How did they know where he was? They followed a star. And that was really a cool part of the Christmas story. Now, another thing I like about paper, and we think about this star, and he determines the number of stars in the sky, calls each by name, is if we take paper and we fold it up, and we can take, it doesn't matter where, you just make all sorts of cuts. And I'm going to have a big mess on the floor here in just a little while. Don't worry, Mom, I'll clean it up. Or I'll blame my brother that he made the mess. Yeah. But we can make all sorts of cuts with our skizzers, since I can't say the word scissors. And then when I'm going to cut this part off just because I think it's too much. All right. Oh, let's cut it this way too. Yeah. This is something else that we could do together. But if he determines the number of stars in the sky and calls each one by name, what do you think he does with snowflakes? I like making paper snowflakes, and we can make them in all sorts of shapes, and no two would be alike. Just kind of like you and me. None of us are exactly alike. Twins and triplet kids, they're not exactly alike. They may look a lot alike, but sometimes they're a little bit different. And God has made us all different because God loves variety and God loves what he makes. And he has made us and he loves us so, so much. So I just want to remind you that God has determined the number of stars in the sky. He calls them by name and he's got a name for you. And that name is my loved child. Thank you, friends. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.